So we're here to tell you a little bit about our research program into sarcoma. We study sarcoma because these are devastating cancers that particularly affect the younger population. They're very rare and very heterogeneous. There are many different subtypes. And we really don't know a lot about why different people get these cancers. For various reasons, including the young age of onset of these tumours, we think that the genes we inherit may in part explain why one person gets a sarcoma and the other person doesn't. In order to study these rare diseases, we've brought together 7 major cancer centres across 4 continents to build up a cohort that enables us to ask these questions for the first time. In our initial studies, which have used state-of-the-art sequencing technologies, we've begun to understand that a very high proportion of people who get sarcoma carry mutations in genes that may in part explain why they develop these diseases, whilst most people, 99% of the population, don't. So we're trying to turn that information now into things that will actually help people, and I guess that's where we ultimately want to go, isn't that right?
And an important part of that also is including the people who have been affected by sarcoma and their families in hearing from them about the importance of them understanding and hearing about the genetic changes that are found through the research. So as part of the important money that we've received from the Shriver Foundation, we're going to be looking at a cross-cultural, I suppose, study looking at the attitudes and the beliefs that people who are affected by sarcoma and their families have around genetic testing, and whether they would like to hear back information that comes as a result of research which may have implications, I suppose, in predicting people who might have a higher risk of developing conditions like sarcoma. So when developing genetic counselling protocols and practices, it's important to actually have the contribution from the people who are affected by the disease and their family as well. So that's another important part of the project that this funding will enable us to explore.
So I think it's important to finish off by saying that this program of work, called the International Sarcoma Kindred Study, and which has been supported by the Liddy Shriver Sarcoma Initiative, is a beautiful example of how collaboration is critical to achieve progress in rare diseases. And it's not just collaboration between people on different continents, different centres internationally, but it's also collaboration between people with genetic expertise in cancer, as well as those of us who are working at the coalface at the lab and the clinic, of course, where we treat people, but also involving collaborations with people who are affected by sarcoma. They're critical to our research.